Some people treat their birthday like a festival balloons, cameras, stories flooding their feed. Others barely mention it. No cake, no plans, just another sunrise, another day. Why such a difference? Why does the same date make one person feel alive and another feel nothing at all? Maybe it's not just about getting older. Maybe it's about what the mind remembers, the quiet lessons it's learned over the years about love, attention, and expectation. Stay with me till the end, because once you understand this, you might finally understand yourself and the silent reason your birthday feels the way it does. 1. The pain group. For some, that reason is simple, but it still hurts. They don't celebrate because deep down they've learned not to expect anyone to. Picture this, you're a kid again. You wait all day for someone to remember. You rehearse the smile you'll give when the messages come in, but they never do. Friends forget. Family gets busy. After a few years of that, something in the brain quietly changes. It decides hope hurts more than silence. Psychologists have a term for this: learned helplessness. It's what happens when disappointment repeats itself so many times that the mind quietly gives up on hope. After a while, birthdays stop feeling special. Not because they stopped caring, but because caring began to ache. It's easier to expect nothing than to be let down again. 2. The busy group. And while some learn to protect themselves by pulling back, others get lost in something different: the constant motion of life. Deadlines, notifications, family, work. Days blur into weeks. It's not that they forgot. It's that life moves too fast to notice anything still. Their minds are always sprinting from one task to the next. And when your brain stays that busy for too long, special days start blending in with ordinary ones. It's not that their birthday doesn't matter. It's just quietly pushed aside by everything else that demands to. 3. The emotionally independent group. And then there's a different kind of person. They know it's their birthday, they just don't feel the need to announce it. Not out of sadness, not because they're too busy, but because they've made peace with themselves. Psychologists call this a sign of emotional independence, the point where your sense of worth no longer depends on who notices you. You don't need gifts or parties to feel seen. You don't need a calendar to remind you that your life matters. This mindset connects to what psychology calls self-determination theory, the idea that real happiness comes from autonomy, competence, and inner fulfillment. For them, maturity sounds like this: I don't need candles or applause to know I'm enough. And here's the interesting thing. This attitude rarely stays limited to birthdays. People who treat their birthday like any other day often carry that same calm into the rest of their life. They don't chase attention. They don't need the spotlight to feel seen. They've simply learned how to be quietly content. Does that mean they never feel lonely? Of course not. They're still human. But they've trained their mind to find meaning in ordinary days, to see beauty without needing a reason to celebrate. Because in the end, how you treat your birthday says more than you think. For some, it's a reflection of old wounds. For others, a matter of priorities. And for many, it's simply a sign of maturity and peace that no party could ever give. So maybe the real question isn't about birthdays at all. It's about you. Do you still wait for others to make life feel special, or have you already learned how to make it feel that way on your own? If this made you see yourself a little clearer, stay around. Because here we don't chase motivation. We explore the psychology that helps you understand who you really are.